Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L. Now let's talk some Shokugeki no Soma chapter 251. That is really late because things happened over the weekend and then I got really busy with a video project yesterday. But hey, we're here now. And I'm kind of happy that I cooled off and just waited on this video just because there was one thing in this chapter that I really just did not like because I just found it to be so stupid. And so, I cooled down after that. Otherwise, it would have been a much more critical video of that one thing, which, like, in context, not even the biggest deal. But, yeah, chapter 251. So, there's one thing I really dislike, but there I would say are, like, two very prominent things that I appreciate. Well, one of those two I really do enjoy. So, let's start with the good things. Actually, no. The bad things, it's just so trivial. It's easier to clear up. The one thing I really didn't like is the introduction of the two new judges. Not specifically their introduction, but how they introduce themselves. Specifically, Decora. Now, mind you, I'm all for it. Like, this is one of the things I enjoy. I'm all for giving us new meat on the judging panel. I'm all for having Azami, Courage, Decora. I'm happy to have those three new characters. When you're talking just in terms of functionality, that's just new eye candy. That's new people to have foodgasms. That's what we're getting. Because, like, thinking about it, we've been stuck with Histor and the other one for, let's see, we've been through, let's count 3 rounds. We won't count the 4th round. We go through 3 rounds. We had 6 people in every fight, as we had 3 for each. So that's 6 people, 6 dishes across 3 rounds. At 18 rounds, we've been seeing maybe around 18 foodgasms. I can't recall if the minor characters got their foodgasm scenes, but point is, we've seen these guys strip naked a lot. So I'm all for having fresh meat on the table. The thing that I don't enjoy, though, it's just so annoying when, like, Decora pops up and she's just berating Anne, and she's saying that, oh, Anne, you're just upset because, oh, look, your body hasn't grown. Oh man, what strange resentment. And then, they're all going there and they're just shaming Anne for being kind of geeky when she was a younger girl. And then she brings in our 2 girls, Nene and Megumi, and just, like Nene says, they just make fun of them. Like, come on, man. Like, that was just so stupid. Of all things to establish a character with. Like, mind you, when you see that, well, what does that tell you about the character? Well, it actually tells you quite a few things, because it tells you she's vain. It tells you she's pretty cocky. It informs you of the character really well. It's just stupid. Like, Anne starts the whole segment, like, Anne had a really interesting thing. She started the segment by, like, insinuating that the WGO aren't the most impartial thing in the world because there's people in the WGO that are working with Azami. She adds an interesting layer of conflict to what we would have otherwise thought was a uniform and impartial system, right? And then you have this lady Decora just stepping in there, and, like, this is how she trivializes it. This is how she, like, just breaks it down. It all comes down to looks, and it's stupid. It's really stupid, but it's easy characterization. It's easy stuff. I just found it stupid of all the things. On another level, you can be like, it's just, cooling off. It's for the comedic effect. There's something funny in it, but, like, at the same time, you're over trivializing what was an interesting idea. Like, even the way that Anne states it on that introduction panel of the 2 ladies, people that were willing to give themselves over to his ideals. That's a really strong statement. Like, that paints a picture. That's like, you're imagining this guy, he's, like, standing on a mountain and these people are willingly kissing his feet. Like, that statement gives a pretty strong image. Overall, like, let's all just make sure that we understand what I'm trying to say here. I don't like how Decora just kind of brushed aside the concerns that Anne was bringing up in her head, or, like, the animosity that Anne was presenting. But at the same time, I appreciate, like, the presence of the characters. It's just, like, some things are unnecessary. Talking on Courage, Courage is just clearly all over Azami. Like, whatever. We all know we're going to see her also have a foodgasm, because she's probably going to be tasting things too. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have the two characters there. Hopefully this gag about making fun of Anne just kind of stays there and doesn't go anywhere. You know, if it's tasteful, it's cool, but otherwise, it's just more annoying than not. But I realize this is probably unique to me. I don't think many people would have an issue with this. It's just Shokugeki no Soma, so it's just simple comedy. It's just really annoying for me at that point. Anyway, moving on. That was just understanding my perspective. Going into other things, the most cool thing that I think that the author did with this chapter was that he gave Takumi a realistic opportunity. Like where he had 0% before, I think he has 20% now. Because now we're calling into question Rindo's alliance or her allegiance. We don't know exactly what's going on, and Takumi makes like an observation that when she's like acting like that, it's not as if she's confident. It's like the thing an animal does to scare something off. So that adds so much interest to the character, right? That's pretty cool. I'm excited. Will Takumi win? Like I said, I'm still like in a 20% range for myself. But I'm excited, and already like my easiest theory that I can come up with to like talk about what I think's gonna happen. Well, maybe this is calling back to why Rindo let Megumi and Takumi through in the first place. Maybe she is actually on the rebel side, but she has a conflict because she wants to follow Tsukasa everywhere. There is that extra side chapter that's floating around on the internet that does show, and I think it was from one of the volume releases, that Rindo wants to be wherever Tsukasa is. So if that attachment is causing her to side with Azami, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a conflict involving Tsukasa in there. And when you ultimately see her freaking out at Azami, maybe this is just, I guess, the sign of that. And at that point, I do wonder, like, she's freaking out so much. Is it possible that she was going to bomb this round? That she was going to give Takumi the win? And if Azami is there, because Azami knows what her cooking's like, he'd be able to tell that it's not the best dish. Of course, that's the craziest theory, but I want to see where it goes. So, you know, having Takumi there, bringing back Megishima, having Takumi use his newfound skills of stalking to figure out what's going on in the girl's head. The author has added so much interest in this round for me. What was otherwise just going to be a pure beatdown on Takumi, I now see like, okay, there's something that's going to be pulled out of here that's going to be unique to Takumi. For instance, him noticing that from Rindo is something that at this point you could say only Takumi would have had the opportunity to notice. So I am super excited. I want to see what it's going to be. That's amazing. I really liked it. That's a twist I did not see coming. I want to give the author all the props for that. And moving into the other thing that I thought was also very nicely done was Azami. When Azami comes in there, like that's the biggest twist that he's going to be judging. When he comes in there, it's like red flags everywhere. Like, is this going to be fair? And we have Anne give her spiel about why it's important to ensure fairness, why it's important to have 3 judges. Also coming from the lady that gave a vote away for free. But we have that spiel, and when I see Azami there, I'm really thinking, he's here. It's most likely Senzaemon feels good about it. He wants Azami to be on the panel. And we do get that confirmation. So I really enjoyed that. I loved it. It's an easy way to remove animosity while also ensuring fairness. So overall, I'm excited to see where this goes. There's some interesting things here. And like Soma said, he now has a direct pathway to Azami. Now he can just convince Azami instead of going through the whole regiment de cuisine. If it possibly, like now it's opened up the doors to a unconventional resolution to this whole thing. But we're gonna have to see what happens in Shokugeki no Soma chapter 252. It's heating up, so I'm pretty excited. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. That was the one thing that I really didn't like, and then a bunch of things that I did like. Let me know what you thought down below, and let's call it there. Till next time, I hope you have a great day.